Akwaaba, welcome to Sunday Yoga with myself, Mark. Welcome if you are watching it live or if you're watching it on playback. Hope this finds you well. Today is Sunday, the 25th of July, even. It's going to say October, July. Yeah, looking forward to a 45-minute session with yourselves. This is your first time practicing. As always, listen to your body. Feel free to come to child's pose at any point. Giving a hats off to D-Man. How's the run, D-Man? I haven't been on the Insta yet. You're back in one piece. Really good to see how you did in the 10K. Blessings to Sister Jenna. Always love seeing you rock up from afar and supporting us always. Let's get cracking. We're going to start on our, where should we start? Let's start on our backs. I'm going to start on our backs. I'm going to try and again make today quite a free-flowing, fast-paced flow. Back in one piece, season's best time. Well done, D-Man. Inspiration and a half. I see you've got some of our other followers on Akwaaba Yoga into your exercise routine. Queen Peace, bang on her skipping. So yeah, love and inspiration from one another. Let's come down onto our bums with our knees pointing out towards the ceiling. Let's place our feet together, our knees apart. Let the palms face the ceiling. Close our eyes. Our legs are in Baddha Konasana, the legs. So we're letting gravity just create an opening in our hips here. If you just rush to the mat, just allow yourself to find yourself becoming present. And for the next 45 minutes, just treat your mat as your island, your space to express yourself, to move your body, to come to meditation, to allow yourself to become vulnerable. With your gentle inhaling and exhaling, let's now start to come into our Ujjayi breath. For Ujjayi breath, we're going to bring a restriction to the back of the throat, create that oceanic breath in the room. So breathe in and out through the nose and let this breath carry our flow for the next 45 minutes or so. So in your own time, take a deep inhale in through the nose, all the way to the belly, and exhale through the nose. And again, inhale in through the nose, and exhale out through the nose. Inhale in, and exhale out. Start to bring some movement to the arms. So connect our breath to movement. So on the inhale in, raise the arms up high, and on exhale, bring them down to hover. Flip the palms over, inhale in, up towards vertical, and on exhale, bring them down. And again, inhale in, and exhale. Keep that movement going, the breath. And the purpose behind this is really just to see how we can connect movement to the natural flow of our breath as we're inhaling, draw up, and exhaling to release. Your next inhale is bring the knees together. Take the knees into the chest. Let's hug in. Knee to chest, maybe bring the head up to the knees and just let's start to massage out through the lower back. We're taking the knees clockwise and then anti-clockwise. And then let's start to rock and roll over the full length of the spine. So on the inhale, we're going to rock up, hover the feet off the mat, and on the exhale, rock back. Inhale to rock up, exhale to rock back, and again, inhale to rock up, and let's hover the feet. Let's see if we can come into an early boat. So we're going to roll the shoulders back and bring our chest forward. Feel free to hold onto the front of the knees. Or if you've got a little bit more balance you want to play with, start to lift the shins so that they're parallel with the floor. You can maybe take your hands, just grab onto the back of the hamstrings if you're holding on for dear life. And then start to relax in the shoulders as you bring the chest forward. If you're really play with your balance, if it's there for you, maybe remove your left hand to get out to the side. And then your right hand and take that out to the side. I'm going to hold it here for a count of 5, count of 4. If you want to play the balance any further, maybe point out the toes for count of 3, a count of 2, a count of 1. Bring the knees back into the chest wherever you might be. And let's again rock and roll over the length of the spine. Cross the legs over. I'm going to come straight into a downward facing dog. So placing our hands underneath our shoulder blades, underneath our shoulders. Press our hands to the mat, curl the toes under, lift our tailbone up so it's pointing towards the ceiling. Let's just start to find some movement in the legs. You might this one for you especially. Really work into your hamstrings, your back of your calves. If anyone that's been out running, whether it's early morning or during the week, if you've been doing any crazy steps during the week, this gives your legs some loving. Just walking out through the toes. And let's come into stillness. Press the hands to the mat, lift the tailbone a bit higher towards the ceiling. Lengthen up through the arms and create space in the back. And you're energetically looking to draw your heels towards the mat. So it's not a competition. The goal is not to see your heels touch the mat, but if they do, all good. Just energetically give the intention of your heels drawing down. On your next inhale, let's all come up onto our toes. And let's jump or step forwards and meet at the front of our mat in our forward fold. So the torso is heavy, the arms, the neck, the head is heavy. Just sway from left to right. Sway the body, allowing yourself to just be free. Maybe take a slight bend in the knees and start to sway your body up. So you eventually come into a standing position. Face the palms forward. Your feet hip distance apart. Roll the shoulders back. So you're standing nice and proud of your chest. You're long in your neck. You close the eyes into Tadasana in our mountain pose. I'm going to come into some sun salutations. When you're ready, blink the eyes open. Have a lovely practice. On the inhale, let's draw our arms up towards the ceiling. Take our gaze in between our hands. On the exhale, draw our prayers through the chest. Bend from the hips as we come down to our Uttanasana. Hands on the shins. Roll the shoulders back for a halfway lift. On the exhale, bend into the knees. Place the hands on the front of the mat. Let's step back with the left foot. Step back with the right. And together, we're going to meet in our first Kumbhakasana. Our first plank pose. Just walk forwards and back on the toes. So we start to come into the core. Now, at any point, feel free to drop the knees, or we can stay high on the toes. Whichever variation you take, let's rock forward into the toes, bend into the elbows, keeping the elbows tucked in for low plank. Let's come all the way down. We're going to uncurl the toes and get ready for our Sphinx pose. So bring the forearms flat on the floor on the mat, the palms facing the floor, our elbows are underneath our shoulders. On the inhale, let's see if we can start to energetically pull our chest through the arms. So we start to lift our chest and maybe our lower belly off the mat. And on the exhale, soften to release. As we bring our foreheads back down towards the floor, let's place our hands underneath the shoulders. Getting the elbows tucked in. On the inhale, press the hands into the mat. Let's come up for a low cobra. On the exhale, bring the chest back down. Now either take a cobra or see if you've got space to come into an upward facing dog, whichever you prefer. So on the inhale, press the hands to the mat, the elbows are tucked in. I'm going to come up into upward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. On the exhale, let's curl the toes under, pressing the hands to the mat, and lengthen out through the arms as we lift our tailbone to the sky for downward facing dog. Let's take a deep inhale in. And exhale out. Just roll the shoulders away from the ears. On the next inhale, let's come up high on the toes. And let's jump or step forwards. And again, we're going to meet the front of the mat in our forward fold. Let's come to a halfway lift, hands on the shins, lengthen out through the arms. Let's be long in the neck. On the exhale, soften to release. On the inhale, bend into the knees. Take the arms all the way up towards the ceiling. On the exhale, let's bring the prayer to the center of the chest. On the inhale, let's take the prayer towards the ceiling. On the exhale, bend over the hips to come all the way down. Inhale to come to a halfway lift, hands on the shins, lengthen out the arms, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, bend as much as you need into the knees. Place the hands at the front of the mat. As we did before, let's step back of the left foot, step back of the right foot, and we're going to meet in our high plank. Again, feel free to drop onto the knees to come to modification. Otherwise, together, we're going to bend into the elbows for a low plank. Either press up into your cobra or your upward facing dog. And on the exhale, right over the toes. Let's come into that inverted VL, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and exhale out. On the inhale, let's come high on the toes, jump or step forwards, and let's meet at the front of the mat. Repeat that again on the inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, soften to release. Inhale, we're going high the hands, long in the body. Exhale, prayer to the center of the chest. Inhale, hands to the ceiling, take the prayer high. Exhale, draw in the belly, start to bend from the hips as we come all the way down to our Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, place the hands at the front of the mat, bend to the knees, step the left foot back, step the right foot back. We find ourselves in our high plank. It sort of falls into the toes, either knees down or knees up. Bend into the elbows for a low plank. Press through the toes as we come up for our upward facing dog. Exhale to curl the toes under. Together we're going to meet in our downward facing dog. Deep inhale in. Exhale out. Inhale to come high on the toes. Just jump or step forwards and meet at the front of the mat. Go again. Inhale, halfway lift. Long in the neck, long and shoulders back. Exhale to release. Inhale to go high over the hands. Prayer to the ceiling. Exhale. Prayer to chest. Inhale to go high. Exhale to bend from the hips. It should come all the way down to our forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend into the knees. Place the hands down. Step the left foot back. Step the right foot back. And we meet again in our high plank. Either take the modification or press forward with the toes. Bend into the elbows for a low plank. Press through the toes as we come up into our upward facing dog. Let's curl the toes under. And let's meet once again in our downward facing dog. Inhale to take a breath in. Exhale out through the nose. Inhale to come high on the toes. Jump or step forwards. Let's meet at the front of the mat. Inhale to come to a halfway lift. Exhale, soften to release. Inhale, bend to knees. Let's go high with the arms, taking the prayer to the ceiling. Exhale, prayer to the center of our chest. Inhale for the prayer to go high. Take the gaze up. Exhale, bend from the hips to come low. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the front of the chest. Step the left foot back. Step the right foot back as we meet in our Kumbhakasana. Press forward onto the toes or take the modification. Bend into the elbows for low plank. Let's come up for a cobra or upward facing dog. Soften into the shoulders. On exhale, curl the toes under. And we'll meet once again in down facing dog. Go high over the toes. Jump or step forwards. And let's meet at the front of the mat. At any point, feel free to come to child's pose. Really listen to your body. We've got 3 more rotations. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, soften to release. Inhale, let the arms go high. Exhale, pray to center the chest. Inhale, hands go high. Exhale, bend to come to your Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the front of the mat. Step the left foot back, followed by the right as we meet in our high plank. Either take your knees down or rock forwards into the toes. Bend into the elbows for a low plank. Together, let's press up and meet either in cobra or upward facing dog. Or your next breath, roll the toes under, and we're meeting in our downward facing dog. On the next inhale, come up high into the toes, jump or step forwards, and let's meet at the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, soften to release. Inhale, take the prayer towards the ceiling. Exhale, draw the belly to the chest as you bring your prayer back to your chest. Draw your navel to your back. On the inhale, go high with the hands. Exhale, bend from the hips as we come all the way down. So start to feel stretch in the back of the legs here. Let's come to halfway lift. Exhale, hands at the front of the mat. Let's step the left foot back and the right foot as we meet in our high plank. On the inhale, let's look forward into the toes. Bend into the elbows for a low plank. Let's press up into our upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, we're going to curl the toes under and meet in our downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale in. Come high on the toes. On the exhale, jump a step forwards and meet to the front of the mat. Inhale to come to a halfway lift. Exhale, soften to release. Inhale, bend the knees and shoot up all the way towards the ceiling. Exhale, hands into prayer. Center of the chest. Last round. Inhale to take the prayer high. Exhale, bend from the hips as you come to our forward fold. Inhale to come to our halfway lift. Roll the shoulders back, long in the arms. Exhale, bend to the knees. Place the hands down. Stepping back with the left, stepping back with the right, and meeting into our high plank. On the inhale, walk forward on the toes. Bend into the elbows for a low plank. Let's come up for our cobra or upward facing dog. On the exhale, we're curling the toes under and meeting our downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale in and sigh it out through the mouth. Maybe shake out through the head. If you've lost it, let's come back into our Ujjayi breath. So that's inhaling in through the nose and exhale out through the nose. Take a deep breath in. And on each exhale, we're just softening that much more. One final inhale in. Exhale to release. On the next inhale, let's take the weight into the left foot. Maybe come up high into the left toes and start to lift that right leg up. Maybe so it's parallel. Feel free to hold the right leg so it's parallel. Or if it's there for you to take the right leg up towards the back diagonal. Press your hands into the mat. Take your leg high. One more breath. And on the exhale, let's start to bring that knee all the way through. Placing that right sole of the foot on the inside of the right hand. You might have to shuffle that right foot forward if it's not getting there in one go. We're dropping the left heel down, keeping a bend in the right knee as we come up. And find ourselves coming to our warrior one. So we've got our hips facing forward. The left toes are pointing out towards 10 o'clock. When you feel nice and balanced, let's draw the navel in towards the spine. We're long in the torso. Start to take the arms up, either side of the ears. We're here for one more breath. Take a deep inhale in. And exhale. Let's cut all the hands down towards the front of the mat. We're going to jump that left foot forward to meet the right foot at the front of the mat. On the inhale, we're going to come up for a halfway lift. Hands on the shins, lengthen out through the arms. Nice and long in the neck, looking down. On the exhale, soften to release. On the inhale, bend into the knees. Let's take the arms all the way out towards the ceiling. Exhale. Let's bring a prayer back towards the center of the chest. Take a deep inhale in. All the way to the belly and exhale out. On the inhale, go high to prayer, up towards the ceiling. On exhale, bend from the hips as we come all the way down to our forward fold. Inhale to come into a halfway lift. Hands on the shins, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, bend the knees, place the hands down at the front of the mat. This time we're lifting the left foot up and taking the left foot all the way back to the back of the mat, so high on the left toes. In that starting position, so if you're on the 100-meter start line, let's drop the left knee to the mat, uncurl the left toes. We're going to come into a stretch now, into our left hip flexor. On the inhale, take the arms up towards the ceiling. Again, you're nice and long in the torso. And on each exhale, just start to take a bend into that right knee to bring the right knee forward. You're still long in the torso. And listen to your body and see where you're coming to stretch in the left hip flexor. We're here for 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. On the inhale, try and touch the ceiling. And on the exhale, you're softening. On your next inhale, we're going to start to lengthen out through that right leg. So push all of our weight into the sole of the right foot, into the right leg lengthens out. We're going to come high into the right heel, and now start to find a stretch into our right hamstring. You might just shuffle your right foot forward to create a bit more space. You're trying to keep a straight back here, so start to walk your hands forward, and you're giving the energy of your chest leaning forwards towards your shin, as opposed to just dropping your head. If you drop your head down, you're not really coming into the stretch too tough. So if you try and bring your chest towards your shin, it doesn't have to touch at all. But that motion will just start to help you come deep into your right hamstring. We're here for 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. On the next inhale, start to walk the hands back. So you bring your torso up. Let's re-engage and take that bend into that right knee. To the right sole of the foot is flat on the mat. Let's take both hands on the inside of the right foot. Let's swing that right foot back. So you're meeting our tabletop. From our tabletop, press our hands to the mat. Curl the toes under. And together we're going to meet in our downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale in. And exhale out. On your next breath, let's take all the way into the right foot again. You might come up onto the toes of the right foot. On your inhale, going to lift that left leg so it's parallel with the floor, curling the toes in towards your face. If it's there for you, if your body's allowing it for today, start to lift that left leg up towards a back diagonal. So you're pressing your hands into the mat to take the left leg a little bit higher. And on the exhale, you're drawing your knee all the way through the body. Aiming to place your left foot just inside of that left hand. Again, feel free to shuffle it forward or walk it forward if it's not reaching in one go. I'm going to drop down onto the right heel. So the right foot's pointing out towards 2 o'clock. Once you feel nice and stable, keep that bend in that left knee. Start to lift the torso up off that left thigh as we find ourselves coming into warrior one. So once we're feeling nice and grounded, hips are facing forward. On the inhale, we're going to take our arms up towards the ceiling. Now again, engage through your core. Draw your core towards, draw your belly towards your spine. Stay nice and long in your upper body. On an inhale, try to touch the ceiling. And on the exhale, let's cartwheel the hands down towards the front of the mat. On your next breath, let's jump that right foot forward to meet the left at the front of the mat as we meet together in our forward fold. On the inhale, hands on the shins. Roll the shoulders back as you come up for a halfway lift. Exhale, soften to release. On the inhale, bend into the knees. Let's shoot the arms out towards the ceiling. Take the gaze up in between the hands. And on the exhale, bring the hands into prayer back towards our chest. We go again on the inhale. The prayer goes high towards the ceiling. On the exhale, let's bend from the hips as you come all the way down. Bend the knees as you come all the way down to our forward fold. Inhale, hands on the shins for a halfway lift. Bend the knees, place the hands down at the front of the mat. This time we're lifting the right leg up. So bring the right heel to the butt. Play your balance, start to press that right foot all the way back. And we're landing the right foot at the back of the mat, high on the right toes. Both toes are facing forwards. You're in that 100-meter start position. Let's drop onto that right knee. Uncurl the right toes. This time I'm going to come into a stretch into our right hip flexor. So once you feel nice and grounded through that left foot, on your inhale, start to lift the torso off that left thigh. On your next breath, let's take the arms up towards the ceiling. Again, we're nice and long in the torso. We're not dumping into our back. We're not collapsing. So really engage through your core. Draw your belly towards your spine. You have another 2 breaths. On each exhale, you're softening into that left knee to come a bit deeper into your right hamstring, into your right hip flexor. Here for one more breath. Inhale in to go long with the arms. On exhale, let's cartwheel the hands forward. I'm going to come into that hamstring stretch this time by shuffling the left foot forward to find a bit more space. Let's walk the hands back until we lengthen that through that left leg. So we're high on that left heel, curl the left toes in towards the face. And when you land, just walk the hands forward to help you come a bit deeper into that left hamstring. So again, you're aiming to energetically draw your chest towards your left shin. And then when you find that point where the stretch is nice and juicy, maybe hold the stretch, but direct your breath to the muscle, the area where you feel a bit of tension maybe. And on each exhale, just soften to release. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. On your next inhale, start with the hands back. As you take that bend, once again, it's that left knee. Let's place both hands on the inside of the left foot. And let's just swing our left foot all the way around as we find ourselves coming back into our tabletop. We're going to curl the toes under. Feel the mat underneath our hands. Press our hands to the mat. Lift the knees up off the floor. And together we're going to meet in our downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Exhale to release. And again, on the inhale, we'll come high on the toes. On the exhale, you bring the heels a bit close towards the mat. Lengthen up through the arms. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. So you can take your tailbone a bit close towards the ceiling. And get ready for our half pigeon. So when you're ready, on the inhale, I'm going to lift that right leg up. So again, maybe lift the right so it's parallel to the floor. Or if it's there, you take your right leg a bit higher, up towards the back diagonal. Press your hands to the mat. And on the exhale, you draw your knee all the way through. Aiming to take your knee and just place it at the back of your right wrist. Your right foot is probably at an angle, a 45-degree angle. Start to bring your left knee down towards the mat. You can walk your left foot forward by coming up onto the toes. Just walk it back by lifting the knee up and placing it back down. Just walk your left foot as far back as is comfortable. Place your left foot so it's flat on the mat. Your left shin will be facing the floor. You can stay high with the chest. You might be on your fingertips here. Aim to put a stretch into our left hip flexor here. And also on the outside of our right glute. If your right glute isn't touching the floor like mine isn't, if you've got a thick book handy or a block, if you've got it to one side, maybe place that block or the book just underneath the right hamstring, the right buttock. Stay high or otherwise start to walk the hands forward. I'm going to sit in our half pigeon for a minute or so. So find a position that's comfortable. It might feel a bit awkward, but as long as there's no sharp pain coming into your right knee in particular, just see how long you can sit with that discomfort. Or sit in a pose and just feel into what your body is doing here. You might start to feel the release as you're holding the pose, as you're holding this asana. You might feel that it's not challenging at all. If that's the case and you feel this is started to drag on a little bit, then just sit with that frustration, sit with that annoyance, and see if you can let it go. So whilst you're here in your half pigeon, just see what emotions or energy might be stirring up. It might be nothing at all. Wherever you are, just know that the longer we're sitting here, we're creating an openness in our hips. We're releasing in the right glute, creating space in our left hip flexor. If your mind is wandering away to maybe a hungry belly or plans for the upcoming week, just come into your breath. Just notice your inhale and exhale. And just sit with that. Sit with your mind. Just bring an awareness to your breath.
Give another 2 breaths. So if you make each breath count, you won't get this moment back again. Every moment in our lives, once it's lived, it's gone. So let's make the most of it as much as we can. When you're ready, let's press the hands into the mat. I'm going to come onto the right hip. So just start to push your body. So you lean onto your right hip. I'm going to just swing that left foot round towards the front of the mat. And we're going to sit on our bums here and take that right sole of the foot and place it, if you can, on the inside of your left thigh. It's not quite reaching, then maybe place the right sole of the foot on the inside of the left calf. And come into a forward bend here. On the inhale, we're going to sit nice and tall. Take the arms up towards the ceilings, and on the exhale, let the body fold over. So either let your body fold and flop, let the head, let the torso be heavy, let the arms land wherever they feel comfortable. And come into a gentle stretch here. If you want to come in deeper, maybe place your hands on the outside of your left calf. If you're not quite reaching the left calf, take your hands to the outside of the left thigh. Or if you've got space and you can reach the left foot, take your hands on the outside or the underside of the left sole of the foot. Wherever you are, curl your toes in towards your face. And on the exhale, soften to release as you start to take your chest a bit further forward. If you're just flopping over, if you're folding over, just let gravity help you come into the posture here. So aim to find a stretch in the back of the hamstring. Take one more breath. And on the exhale, start to walk the body up. I'm going to come into a twist. So let's take the right hand and place it behind our bodies. We'll take our left hand and place it on top of the right knee. So use the right hand to help us just sit up. So rather than slouch and collapse, press your right hand into the floor. Keep your chin over your chest so you're not turning from the neck. So chin's over the chest. On the inhale, sitting nice and tall. Exhale, you're twisting from the lower back, low belly. And using the left hand just to help find a bit of resistance to help you come a bit deep into twist. So inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist. Let's go for one more. Inhale to lengthen up, exhale to twist. And relax. Release the left hand off the right knee. Bring your right hand so it's flat on the mat. We're going to start to turn the left toes over. So the left toes are now flat on the mat, pointing out towards the right side of the room. And once they land, you're going to press the right hand into the mat, lift the hips up, start to yawn the body open. So the left hand will come up and over, shine your chest up towards the ceiling. You're shining that heart chakra up, Anahata. Let yourself just go. And on the exhale, bring your bum back down. Any which way, either gracefully or ungracefully, let's find ourselves coming back into our down facing dog. So you might do something, come back into your tabletop. Press your hands into the mat. And together, we're going to meet in a down facing dog. Take a deep breath in. And exhale out. On the next breath, what side did we start with? We did the left leg up. I think we're going higher the left leg. Yeah, so the left leg is going towards parallel. Or you're taking your left leg up towards the back diagonal. Press your hands into the mat to create a bit more space. And on the exhale, draw your left knee through. Aim to take your left knee to the back of the left wrist. Your left foot is pointing out maybe at a 45-degree angle. If you're able to bring your
left shin, so it's parallel to the front of the mat. That's to be applauded. That's amazing. I've never been able to do that. So just listen to your body here. Start to walk the right foot back by coming up onto the right toes and walk that right foot back until you've created your space. Again, either keep up high on the fingertips here, or start to walk the body forwards. Again, if you've got a thick book or a block, you're going to place it underneath the left glute. Then go for it. Either way, you want to avoid any form of discomfort or pain in your left knee. As you bring your chest a bit close towards the mat, you find yourselves coming deeper into the left glute and the right hip flexor. I'm going to stay here for a good minute or so. So whilst you're here, again, allow whatever might be trying to come out. It might be coming out in the form of a deep sigh. Really feel as if you're relaxing yourself through your body here, through your breath. On each exhale, you're softening that much more further. Here for another 5 breaths. So as much as you can, again, just make each breath count. Another 2 breaths. Another 1. On your next breath, let's press up onto the hands. Take the weight into the left glute. And you're going to swing the right foot forward this time. So bringing the left sole of the foot into the right hamstring, the right quad, the right thigh. Or maybe place it on the inside of the right calf if you're not quite reaching. On the inhale, let's take the arms up towards the ceiling. On the exhale, just flop over. You're letting gravity just pull you down. Or from a play of the stretch, or go a bit deeper. Place the hands on the outside of the right thigh, the outside of the right shin. Or if it's just about there for you to grab the underside of the right foot, then go for it. Take whichever variation works for you today. Here for just 2 more breaths. Curling the right toes in towards the feet. Find and stretch and set the right hamstring. On your next breath, wherever you are, release and start to go long in the torso. Placing the left hand behind us this time, and the right hand is going on the top of the left knee. Again, keep our chin over our chest. On the inhale, we're sitting up tall. And on the exhale, we're twisting from the lower belly and open up towards the left side of the room. Just use the assistance of the right hand to help you come a bit further over in a twist. Twisting from 1 more. Inhale in and exhale to twist. Release the right hand. You're going to feel grounded through that left hand. The right foot is going to come, or the right toe is going to come over and sit on the mat. And as they do, we're going to lift up through the hips and take the right arm up and over as we yawn the body open. Shining chest up towards the sky. And then bring your bum back down to the mat. Let both legs go long. Just give them a shake. Shake out through the legs. Just play about balance and engage the core. Curl the toes in towards the face. The arms at either side of us and start to slowly come down 1 vertebra at a time. Keep coming down. Hold. And then relax. Bring the back of the skull down flat onto the mat. Preparing for Shavasana, the palms are facing the ceiling. Let the feet flop out to the sides. Take a deep inhale in and exhale out. Let's come back into your natural breath. Release the Ujjayi breath. Close your eyes. And let your body find peace for just a minute or so. So you come to stillness and relax. Start to find movement in your hands and your feet. Just walk your head from left to right, so massage out across the back of the skull. Take a deep breath in and exhale out. Start to bring your knees into your chest. When you're ready, rock up into a seated position. Ooh. And let's just finish up. Let's just finish up. Placing your hands in your laps, even your knees, up on your knees, your legs are cross-legged. Just sit nice and tall, roll the shoulders back, close your eyes. And just give yourself a imaginary pat on the back for being present, for finding movement in your body, whether it's during this live or on playback. And wishing everyone an amazing week ahead. Thank you. All done. I need some water, big time. Oh. So, 45 minutes of Akwaaba Yoga done and dusted. Again, if you're watching the live, double thumbs up. If you are watching on playback, then I hope you enjoyed this session. Again, hats off to D-Man for completing your run this morning. I know you're raising money for a great charity in Tommy's. You've got a link on your Instagram page if anyone wants to donate. Or can talk with Queen P. Thanks for your feedback, Lydia. As always, loving your moves. Always inspired by, everything I'm seeing coming from on the Insta right now. B, as always, thanks for rocking up. B is not here next Sunday, so I won't be doing abs. There'll be a little surprise in August. I'm working on a couple of bits to mix it up a little bit to keep it fresh. So, watch out for any announcement coming during the week. In the meantime, you have a great week ahead, and I'll see you soon. Take care. God bless in the future. And yes, D-Man, I'll shout you first and foremost once those mats are ready. I'll keep chat going for another 30 seconds or so. But in the meantime, take care. Bye-bye. Feel free to like and subscribe if you haven't done already.